Actually, when I teach catechesis, I say, okay, now for more of a Greek lesson. Right? Because it is. You have to understand Greek to understand the theology of this church. And I think it's really critical, it's essential that we move away from antagonistic, aggressive arguments about the faith. But be aggressive and in your love for others and charity. Now, what is that love? That love is not an emotion. The Testament has 4 terms for love. C.S. Lewis wrote about it, but before him, Pavel Florensky wrote about it in much greater detail. There's storge, philia, eros, and agape. Storge is family love. It's the kind of thing where with your family, as they say, your family is the place where they'll always receive you. Sometimes for better or worse, but they'll always receive you. Eros, we understand as erotic physical love, right? But eros also means desire. Eros really means desire. And the fathers talk extensively about eros for God and God's eros for us. It's not sexual. It's something infinitely beyond. And the sexual is simply a created image of that divine eros. Philia is friendship. But it's the love between it's the bond of love between people, and friendship, not in the sense of buddies, that you play sports and drink beer with, or go out shopping or together with, and dissect everybody in the parish. Right?
That never happens.
That never happens. That's definitely not philia. It's what philia means is your willingness to die for the other person. That depth of love, and that's the real depth of friendship and brotherhood. And the third is agape. Agape means self-sacrificing love, expansive love. And these are not emotional, and in fact, they're noetic. The depths. You think about the ideal for the bond between a husband and wife, or between friends, where you know each other according to their soul, where you become one soul in 2 bodies, where there's that depth of communion and union between the two. This is agape, and this is philia. The 2 go together. And it's that bond of love, and agape is the self-sacrificing love of the martyrs. Of course, agape is also the self-sacrificing love of Jesus Christ, and it's the love that binds the church together. And that's the kind of thing that we need to foster within ourselves. And as long as we're controlled by our passions, we're distracted from that depth of purity of love, right? It goes off into physical sensations, and it's the confusion of love and intimacy, or rather sex and intimacy. There can be plenty of sex without any intimacy. And there can be intimacy without any sex. And that's what philia is. In the friendship between men or between women. And it's a pollution of that. It's a desecration of that spiritual love when sex gets in place where it's a betrayal, actually, where sex comes in a place where it should not be.